It is Saturday, January 8th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Let's do a quick recap like we always do. We bounced back from 2 disappointing days with a 3-1 day, almost bringing out the brooms. The Greek Freak covers his over 29.5 points with a late 3-pointer. So does the man, the myth, the legend, the best bet, Darius Garland, the best bet of the day. Our final winner, Dejounte Murray, hits his PRA total pretty easily. Our lone loss of the day, avoiding us from the sweep, Josh Giddey. He didn't play too well, and neither really did the whole Thunder team. Can't worry about that one. Hopefully we helped you guys out making some money. If you are new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button. We're closing in. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We want you guys to join the journey, so we appreciate it. Click that like button too. Share the video with a friend. Bring as many people as you can to the Call on Our Shot community because we are on the road to 20,000. We got some big goals this year. Now let's say a welcome to all the New York bettors out there. I know New York's, the state, just legalized mobile sports betting, so welcome aboard if you are from New York. I know we have a bunch of people that already watch from New York, but congrats, you're finally aboard. Now, there are some NFL games on today. Chiefs versus Broncos, Cowboys versus Eagles. My best bets for those 2 videos are those 2 games is already live on the channel. It'll be linked down below in the description, in the comments, and at the end of the video as well. We have 2 player props and a spread pick in that video. We've been on a pretty good run in the NFL, 25-8 over the past 3 weeks. Now, as always, our parlays and player props video for NFL Week 18 will be live later tonight, I believe around 8 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely turn on those bells so you know exactly when it goes live. I think we've only had 1 losing week in our last 9 videos for that specific video in terms of player props. I think 3-1, like 7 weeks, 4-0 1 week, and then 2-2 1 week. So we've been on an absolute tear. Our final note, our 19,000 parlay yesterday was a flop, but that's kind of how parlays work. So we're going to hit one of those one day, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get into my best bet of the day. 6 games on the slate. Here's my best bet. Jaylen Brown, over 22.5 points, minus 112 on FanDuel. Now we look at it, it's a rematch between the Knicks and the Celtics, Boston versus New York, and these 2 teams just played a couple nights ago, and boy was it a thriller. And normally every single time they play, it's a thriller, and so I think we will get another one today. Now here's my stat of the day, very irrelevant, but Jaylen Brown went to my high school, so sorta. I was going to go to his high school, and then I moved to Florida, but he went to Wheeler High School, so I have a soft spot for Mr. Jaylen Brown, and either way, Jaylen Brown's quietly, well, not really quietly, has blossomed into an NBA star. Now, last game, Jaylen was on a roll, and then last game he scored just 16 points on 14 shot attempts against the Knicks. A very weird game, because the crazy thing is he had like 8 points in the first 3 minutes, and then he just absolutely went cold, didn't really shoot a ton of shots, and then he just stopped shooting. It was a very weird game, but Jaylen Brown, he had been on a great run against the Knicks and just in general. Now, prior to that dud against the Knicks, Jaylen Brown had hit this over in 9 straight games. So he was absolutely cooking. That included a 50-point effort. And sure, and he scored over 30 many times. Now, Jason Tatum wasn't playing in some of those games, and he's back. But that doesn't really concern me today because Jaylen Brown has always torched the Knicks in the past. You can see I have my Knicks pennant. Of course, I know Jaylen Brown has destroyed us. In his past 6 games versus New York, he had 16, obviously last game, but then 23, 46, 32, 25, and 28. So he's cashed in 5 of the last 6 games. Jaylen should be aggressive tonight, especially after what the Celtics coach just said, saying they were lacking leadership. Jaylen Brown, one of the leaders on this team. Now, granted, they did blow a 25-point lead, so I can understand where the coach is coming from, but I think he steps up today and would not be surprised if the Knicks do get blown out here. But they, like I said, they blew out the Knicks last game, and they still choked that one away. So either way, Jaylen always starts fast, and I think he will do just that today. We'll be riding with him, as the Knicks will likely put R.J. Barrett on Jason Tatum, try to stop him from scoring, because he was really the one that killed the Knicks last game and kept that game really close in terms of the Knicks, whatever. We're taking Jaylen Brown over 22.5 points, best bet of the day. Moving on to another guy that's returning from the health and safety protocols, DeAndre Ayton, over 9.5 rebounds, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, DraftKings is the only line that has, or in the book that has the line at this moment as of 8:52 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll see. I don't necessarily love it at 10.5. If you can get it at 9.5, that's what I'd go with. Who knows? This could be the worst line that we see all day. I really have no idea. Like I said, DraftKings is the only one with a blind for DeAndre Ayton today, but like I said, he missed the last couple games and due to health and safety protocols. He missed last game due to conditioning, but he's a full go today against the Miami Heat. Shout out to my friend That Guy Bets on Twitter. Go shoot him a follow. Go shoot us a follow because I'm going to use some of his stats because he's on this DeAndre Ayton play as well. Now we look at it. Ayton, he might not necessarily return to a full workload on Saturday. That doesn't really concern me that much because moral of the story, the Heat are starting Omer Yurtseven. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but he doesn't have much of an outside game. What he does is he scores in the paint, so Ayton just going to be chilling out in the paint all day long, and he'll be there to corral some rebounds because that's what he's going to be good at doing. If he doesn't want to try that hard and block shots, fine with me. Just grab the rebound, my friend. Now, Ayton in his career versus Miami, perfect 5 for 5 with this line. And on the season, he's averaging 11.1 rebounds per game. And more importantly, in his last 10 games, he's hit this over in 7 of them. So sure, he hasn't played since Christmas Day. And he really, in the last 10 games, the only teams he really missed the over was against the Warriors, which is when we were betting his unders. So Ayton's been very nice to us all season. Granted, we've been betting his unders. Today we're betting his overs. But still, the Warriors really struggle. Well, teams really struggle to rebound against the Warriors in terms of centers. Now, let's say DeAndre Ayton doesn't go out there and get 30 to 35 minutes. That's fine because he still hit this over in 7 of his last 8 games this season with fewer than 30 minutes played. So he's still shown the capability to hit this over despite not playing a ton of minutes. And we look at it, the Heat have allowed a double-digit rebounder in 8 of their last 10 games. The most likely candidate for that would be DeAndre Ayton himself. And I'm not confident necessarily in Ayton to score a lot of points today, given, players normally struggle off of health and safety protocols. But still, he's still playing for a contract as the Suns have not extended him yet, and I think he will get it done today. So we'll take DeAndre Ayton over 9.5 rebounds. If you want to sprinkle on a double-double, go for it. I don't necessarily know if he can get to 10 points, but either way, I'm in on DeAndre Ayton over 9.5 rebounds. And my final play of the day, an interesting one. Robert Williams over 2.5 steals plus blocks, minus 135 on Caesars. So like I said, we don't play really, I don't know if we've played a defensive prop all season long, and this is really only available on Caesars and DraftKings. But here we go. If you have a blocks line, that's probably a little bit safer. Granted, it's like minus 190, so we're going to go with the blocks plus steals at 2.5 line. Let's talk about Robert Williams. Now he's coming off a game versus the Knicks, who they play again today. He had 2 steals and 7 blocks. Yep, that's not a typo. He tripled what he needed. He only needed 3 today. He got 9 in that game, and that's not really unusual for him because against the Knicks as a whole, he's at 9, 1, and then 8 steals plus blocks versus the Knicks. So he's either completely destroying this line or not cashing it at all, and I can live with that because Robert Williams, one of the best shot blockers in the league, he's going to be guarding Mitchell Robinson for pretty much the whole game, and that just means the Knicks do not use Mitchell Robinson much on offense. So we'll just see Robert Williams just chilling on defense, just kind of roaming around trying to block shots. Now over his last 7 games, Williams has put up the following steals plus blocks numbers. He's put up 9, 3, 7, 2, 5, 2, and 4. So he's cashed the over in 5 of his last 7 games. The only 2 games he missed were on the hook when he had 2, and it was against the Clippers and the Bucks. 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10 in terms of the fewest blocks allowed per game. The Knicks are not in that top 10. They're actually 19th. So they give up the 11th most blocks per game in the NBA. And I imagine the Celtics game plan will be, please don't let Evan Fournier beat us again. Make the guys come off the three-point line, drive to the basket, and there will be Robert Williams standing there waiting for him. He's, like I said, the Knicks aren't necessarily a team that turns the ball over a ton, so I'm not counting on a ton of steals for Robert Williams. They are top 10 in terms of fewest turnovers per game, but still, Robert Williams has had a steal or more in 3 straight games. And either way, it's a Saturday. We're testing our luck with a defensive prop, something we don't do a whole lot of. So we're out with Robert Williams over 2.5 steals plus blocks. Now, that's going to wrap it up. Those are my 3 plays of the day. If Giannis Antetokounmpo is active today, I owe him the respect to take it over again, especially against the bad Hornets roster. But I don't know if he necessarily will be active or if he'll have a full workload coming his way. So either way, if you want to check out our NFL Best Bets video, it is linked on the screen. Go check that out. I'll put up the weekly podcast as well if you haven't checked that out. We appreciate all the positive feedback you guys have given to us for the podcast. Let's see if we can string together a couple good winning days. Hopefully we can go 2-1, maybe 3-0 today. I doubt I add another play. So enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. Let's go make some money today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.